Well, happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, December the 16th in the year 2025, and welcome to another edition of Tuesdays with Tom. Well, welcome to our last live show of the year. As those of you who have followed us know, we take the week of Christmas off as we take time to enjoy the Christmas season. It's been a heck of a year, one I've enjoyed and one I hope you've enjoyed. Guests this year have included international corporate salesperson Eric Simmons, fitness and health expert Stephanie Scotch, Los Angeles writer, dancer, actress Mike O'Leary, film director Robert Maganelli, legendary radio personality Shelley Stewart, author Donna Gossam Thomas, my sister, journalist Harold Jackson, and Christian health ministers Dr. Sandra Ford and Henry Ford and their health ministry. We will return with our yearly pre-recorded wrap-up show on December 30th when we wrap the year up and bring you highlights from this year. And we will be live once again in the new year starting on January 6th. But we're not gone yet. Today we have a special G-list guest. And our G-list guest today is the man himself, Santa Claus, who has flown in from the North Pole to regale us with Christmas stories, songs, and maybe even he brought some gifts. We look forward to that conversation. Our show today, of course, is brought to you by the consulting firm of Best Girl. So let's hear once again from Best Girl.
Best Girl is a consulting firm that provides customized leadership, access and inclusion, public relations, communications, and organizational consulting services. Clients include Fortune 500 companies, utilities, higher education institutions, small businesses, and associations. Best Girl's team of consultants, led by Joyce Gilly Gossam, Emily Hedrick, and Sean Jones, partners with business and education clients to promote organizational effectiveness, communication, motivation, and leadership, with always an impact on the bottom line. Best Girl's customized consulting services include strategic planning, corporate communication, executive coaching, fundraising, and economic development.
Customize the solution that fits your needs. So let's go to the round table and talk with Barbara Wallace Edwards and Michael Walker this morning and see what they got in store for us. Good morning, Barbara Wallace Edwards and Michael Walker. How are you guys doing?
Good morning, TG. Doing well. How are you?
Good. Man, I'm doing all right when my computer acts okay, but it's acting up. So
we've all been there, Tom. We know
I
how
may
that
be
works.
with you and I may not. We'll
I
just
hear you.
see.
Yes.
Let's see, Barbara, what you got for us this morning?
Well, Tom, it's good to be back home. I've been gone for basically the entire month of December, so it's good to be home for a little while. And it's hard to believe that Christmas is next week. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Guys, I posted about the show on Facebook yesterday, and someone commented and said it can't be time for Santa to come back as a guest. It can't be this close to Christmas, but yeah, here we are. It's Christmas time again.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a good year. But it's nice to be able to slow it down for a few days.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. It's been fun. You see, it's been a lot happening this year, some good and some bad things.
It has been a lot happening. We had our retreat, which was great and hard to believe. It was a couple of months ago now, but it seems like it was just a couple of weeks ago.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
They always said the older we get, the faster time flies, and I certainly believe that because it's going by.
The day sure does go fast. I can pretty much break my day down into three things: the morning, then there's the early afternoon, and then there's the evening part that I do. And so, yeah, I think maybe that there's some truth to that. Who knows?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Michael Walker, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, TG. You looking pretty sharp there with your orange tie on and your light blue shirt and stuff.
Well, I gotta go do some handshaking this today. So
kissing babies and shaking hands, huh?
Yes. A little politicking.
Okay.
Try not to do much politicking.
Okay.
I see where Doug Jones is running against Tommy Tuberville.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you make of that?
Well, I know Doug. I know him well. I will probably, well, I know probably I will be for Doug, but and hopefully I'll help him or whatever he needs. And not that I dislike Tuberville, I just don't think Tuberville's qualified.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about DEI and people who aren't qualified and all that bullshit, but this man isn't qualified to be governor, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's
Um,
not qualified to be senator either. So I just pray that the voters in Alabama, wake up and don't vote him in as governor. So that's going to be my prayer for 2026.
I did see where, and I don't know the exact numbers, but the numbers were something like this: Tuberville had about 4 million in his war chest,
Mm-hmm.
and Jones had about 1 million. So
Right.
that tells you right there it's going to be an uphill climb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll just have to see. It's
Yeah,
politics. It's
Yeah. Um, let me ask you guys this. This is interesting. You guys are familiar with Airbnb, right? You know how you can rent a place for Airbnb and what have you. And I'm sure neither one of you guys would do this, rent your own place as an Airbnb
No.
situation because there's so much liability. There's a lady in DC, she and her husband, I believe, they had a nightmare. They provided their house to be used on Airbnb, and this person goes in and she stays there for an unlimited amount of time, and the homeowners couldn't remove her. She moved in and kind of taken over the house and was
mm,
being treated as a tenant. And after getting the television station involved and other people, they finally got a chance to go to court. But it cost the homeowners upwards to $30,000
mm,
because of the situation, from damages, attorney fees, and a loss of payment. And get this, their mortgage jumped to more than $9,000 a month because they couldn't keep up with the payments while the squatter was staying in their home and stopped paying rent.
Oh, wow.
mm.
9,000 a month?
Huh? 9,000 a month. So, you're talking Washington D.C. I had the same thought, Barbara. I'm like, wow, for it to go up that much, I guess, and I'm just speculating, the probably monthly rent must have been maybe $4,000 or $5,000 or something like that. I guess,
Right.
I don't know, but
Right.
it has gone up to that amount just because of this issue, and
Uh,
it took a long time to get somebody out. So, and it's squatters' rights. So they're trying to get the laws changed so that squatting will be banned in the DC area because of this.
That's good. That's a good law to get
yeah.
passed, because it should be a nationwide law. There's no reason anyone should be allowed to stay in a home that they're not paying for.
I don't
Period.
understand that. They can just go take up in a house and live there, and you can't do anything to get them out, you know?
I mean, Tom did.
Yeah,
Tom.
I've gotten people out of my houses before.
Right.
I used to rent houses. I used to rent houses in Birmingham, and this guy, this young couple moved in, and then shortly after they moved in, somebody in their family died and left them a house. And so the woman they were real nice. She said, "Would you allow us to break the lease because we have a house now?" And blah 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 blah. And she said, "My brother wants to rent the house." I said, "Well, you guys go." I didn't want to stop them from
Right.
having a home if they had a home. And the brother moved in and decided he wasn't going to pay rent, and told me he had heard of me, and I was supposed to be somebody, and he wasn't going anywhere. So I said, "I tell you what, come Saturday morning, your ass ain't at that house. There'll be a reckoning." And me and my daddy went over there that Saturday morning. We were loaded for battle. Let me put it that way. That joker was gone.
That's the way you have to do it, Tom.
And then I had one who moved in my house and changed the locks.
What?
He changed the locks,
Wow.
and but he would never be there. And so I don't know if you know this guy, but he's a private detective guy. Can't think of his name now, but man, he had one of them dang wide earth guns, one of them long handle buttline special guns.
Right.
He said, "Don't you worry about it." He said, "When I call you and tell you to come on, you just come on." And I said, "Okay." A couple of days later, he called me and said, "Come on over here and get your new keys and get your house." I said, never saw that guy again. Don't know how he got him out, but he got him out.
Got him out of there. That's all that matters.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Guys, think about this. Tell me about this. And this is a story out of Chicago. And we've talked about wrongful convictions and what have you, but you never hear about the other side of the story about the accountability and the strain that it puts on the budget. The city of Chicago is broke, and a big part of the reasons why is because of courtrooms. The city announced it will borrow $283 million just to cover police misconduct lawsuits.
Wow.
And taxpayers will pay another $52 million in interest on top of that. And the cases stretch back to decades, to officers who tortured confessions out of innocent men, framed residents on fake drug charges, and chased cars through neighborhoods until people died.
Wow.
I mean, that's just a police department running amok.
Yeah.
And then taxpayers have to foot the bill. But then you talk about the protection that police officers get. Where does this end?
Well, I think they're going to have some people in charge who are willing to enforce
Absolutely
the rules and the laws. And then, on the opposite side of that, I read a story yesterday where this young cop, white guy, stopped this young black guy and noticed that he had his child in the back seat and she wasn't in a car seat. And he said, you're endangering your child's life. And he told the guy, he said, "You come follow me." And so the guy had no idea what was going on, but he turned his car around and followed the police officer. The police officer went to Kmart and bought a car seat and gave it to the guy.
Yeah.
And said, "Hey, you don't want to hurt your daughter by her not being in a safe thing." And so all of them, you can't.
They're not all bad.
Go against everybody.
Right.
And then they had the two there. It'd be an interview, and the young black guy was he damn near was crying. He just had never had anybody been that nice to him out of his way. And the police officer said, the man's child's life was at stake.
Right.
And what was I going to do? Not help him? And so it kind of maybe works out on both ends, hopefully.
Yeah. That's a touching story, Tom, and it's a very successful story for someone that's a police officer because, sometimes a police officer say, "Well, I'm going to arrest you for breaking the law," and the child's going to foster care. And that caused more problems. This officer was astute enough to realize that this guy probably wasn't trying to do that intentionally. There could be some other reasons why.
Well, no, the guy told him he didn't have the money to buy a car seat.
Yeah.
He said, "I don't have he said, "I know I need one, but I don't have the money." And that's when the cop decided he would go buy one for him.
Okay. Wow.
And I think that's how things change, Michael. You ask, what do you do about that situation? I think they should vet police officers a little bit better. They should do a background check on them, make sure that they are above board and honest, and they don't have any prior issues with some of them have been in trouble with the law themselves sometimes, and or have done things that they should have been in trouble with the law for and didn't. But I think you have to have administrations that look into those matters and make sure that they have officers that are following the rules and regulations, and vet those officers a little bit better.
And this may not be relevant to either one of these cases, but I think police officers ought to live in the city where they operate.
Yeah.
I just think that's I live in a small town, and the police officers ought to live in this town as opposed to living in neighboring towns. To me, that's my opinion.
I agree.
But who knows?
You're talking about going back to what they used to call community policing.
Right. And we have a new police chief now, and that's what he believes in. And, you see him in the community all the time.
Right.
And when I'm riding my bicycle, they wave at me. But, I've been on both sides of it, and been in situations we were laughing when Joyce got that little Prius car. This is 2007, 2008, whatever. And I was driving it. I had to go up to Auburn. She was out of town, and I drove her car for some reason. I think mine was down or something. And the cop stopped me. And I mean, this man, what kind of car is this? No, what is it? What? And so, and I mean, we sat on the side of the road and talked, and then he started telling me jokes. And so I started telling him jokes. And I'm thinking to myself, I ain't getting a ticket tonight.
Y'all were best friends by the time that incident was over.
So other people, they said, that man didn't have nothing to do that night, so you were keeping him company. That's what that was. He needed somebody to keep him company.
Yes.
That worked for me. He didn't give me a ticket, so he didn't give me a warning.
Wow. That's good.
That's why
I don't know. And then I've been on the other side where I had one flip the little thing on his gun, and it's like, oh man, wait a minute. I'm not gonna give you any trouble.
Right.
You ain't got to worry about me. You can worry about them other guys. But I'm not.
The criminals. They need to worry about the criminals. You're not a criminal.
Hey guys, Barbara, I know that you in the know and stuff, and being the socialite that you are. Can you educate Tom and I on 6'7", the phrase 6'7", and the meaning behind that?
I don't know if anyone knows what 6'7" means, Michael. The kids love it. They go off on 6. They hear 6'7" or see 6'7", and that's their response to a lot of things. But I don't know if anyone knows exactly what that means.
Yeah, it kind of caught my attention. I saw a photograph of Nick Saban. They say Nick Saban does the 6'7". I'm like, okay, Tom, do you know what we're talking about?
No, I don't. I have no idea.
Kids today, Tom, their response to everything is 6'7". If it's good, it's 6'7". If it's bad, it's 6'7". But they just go crazy. There was a group of kids at an Auburn's women's basketball game, and one of the Auburn players went to the free throw line. It was 65. I don't know what the opponents had, but I think they had 40 something points. And it was the Auburn player had a chance to shoot 2 free throws. She made them, and when she hit that 67 point, they said the arena went crazy. The kids were just, 6'7", 6'7". They were holding up signs, and I'm thinking, what is the deal with this 6'7" thing? But that's the term that they're using these days. So
okay, well, I'm okay.
Yeah, right. Me too. I'm like, okay.
I'm all right where I am.
I figured I'd try and figure out what it means and stuff.
If any of our viewers know, maybe they can type it in the comments or something, because I have no idea what it actually means.
If any of you out there know, Sean says utter foolishness.
Oh, okay.
So if
I
anybody
mean,
knows,
they're making shirts with 6'7" on it. Jewelry 6'7". I'm thinking, what is the deal with this 6'7" thing?
I don't. I'm on the other side of that.
Yeah,
So
and I have nieces and nephews. I've yet to hear one of them use the term, so I don't know. So I haven't had a chance to ask them about it. Maybe I will next week when I see some
let's
of the teenagers.
let's.
Okay.
Why don't we go to Sean, and then we're gonna come back and we'll have more time for our special guests, and want to
Yes.
talk about maybe your favorite Christmas memories. So let's. One more quick thing before we go to Sean. Costco has doubled down on its diversity, equity, and inclusion policies, even as other corporations have abandoned theirs.
Yeah.
They said they're not abandoning DEI or any of that, and welcoming people into the store. And apparently, they're doing really, really well in comparison to the people who shunned DEI.
Yeah,
So
that's my store, Tom, and I can vouch for it. They are doing really, really well because I don't care what time you go in there, day or night, it is packed.
yeah,
But
and there was some figure, I can't remember what it was, but how much money they do daily in those
Mhm.
Costco stores. And
Yeah,
it's just an incredible figure.
it really
And
is.
that's good. I'm glad.
Me too. When you compare their stance against Target and how much money Target has lost,
Yeah,
it's like night and day. So I don't know why some of these other companies are not following in the footsteps of Costco and
you
supporting
can't follow the
DEI.
bully. You can't let the
Yeah,
bully bully you. And
right.
they're bullying a lot of people now. And
Hmm.
anyway, so let's get Sean on, and then we'll come back, and we'll do the rest of it. We'll do the G list or whatever. So Sean, if you're out there and you got a minute for us, how about coming on and sharing that minute with us? Thank you, Sean.
Good morning to everyone joining in with us. My name is Shantia Jones, and this has got a minute. Don't you just love the holiday season? A time that invites us to slow down, reflect, and reconnect. I want to take a moment to talk about something we all depend on, whether at work or in life: our teams. As you're listening, I invite you to think about your team, the people who support you, challenge you, and help you to keep going. On our team, each person brings something different: different strengths, different perspectives, and different ways of showing up. And those differences aren't what divides us, they're what helps us thrive. Some people lead with vision, others lead with consistency and reliability, others lead with creativity, compassion, or calm when things feel overwhelming. Individually, those qualities matter, but together, they create something powerful: a team that doesn't just function, but it also grows. So, to my team, thank you. And to everyone listening, I hope you'll take a moment this season to tell your people how much they matter, because appreciation, like leadership, is meant to be shared. As the year winds down, I wish you a holiday season filled with rest, love, and peace. Here's to community, connection, and carrying gratitude forward. Happy holidays. Thank you all for joining in. My name is Shantia Jones, and this has got a minute.
Thank
That's
you, Sean.
great.
That was
Go,
great.
Sean. Yes.
Very good. And we do have a good team, and we try to respect each other. So
Yes.
we appreciate that. Thank you, Sean. When I asked Sean if she wanted to do a segment I said, well, maybe you can come up with something like you got a minute, I can talk to you, whatever. And she took it and she has run with it, and I think it's a hit.
Yeah,
And
ahead.
so thank you very much, Sean. So let's see where we are. Hollywood has the A list, and here on Tuesdays with Tom, we have the G list. And our G list guest today is none other than Santa Claus. Good morning, Santa. Are you out there? Did you fly in today?
Hey, Merry Christmas. Good morning and happy holidays to each and every one of you.
Happy
Good
holidays.
Thank you.
morning, Santa. Thank you.
Oh, what a blessing. So good to see you all wrapped up in cheer. Hey there, little Tom. Hey, beautiful Barb. And hey there, little Michael. So glad to see you all today. And you just seem happy and delighted in the season.
Well, we're happy because you're here. You're visiting us.
Absolutely.
Well, I tell you, I'm glad to be here. It's been a rough ride this year. And Santa's been trying to hang in there too. It's kind of difficult to be happy and jolly when you're losing weight because you're not eating like you want to.
Yeah, you're right,
Mrs.
Santa.
Claus has had me on a diet trying to keep me here, I guess. And I said, but the kids look forward to rubbing on my tummy. So, hey, you got to grow this thing back.
Tell Mrs. Claus to ease up on you, Santa. You got work to do.
'Tis the season. I'll certainly tell her, and I'll tell her that you said so.
Please do.
Tell her that Barbara said nobody wants to rub a skinny Santa Claus.
That's right. I told him that people are going to be wondering what is Santa actually doing in his free time. We don't want that kind of speculation.
So Santa,
I got a question for you, Santa. We're always asking people what's their favorite Christmas memory. Tell us about your Christmas memory, Santa.
Oh, wow. Wow. Christmas in and of itself, just every year adds a new memory. I love this season of the year. But perhaps if I could think of my favorite when I was a little boy, Kris Kringle. My father bought me a dirt bike, and dirt bikes were the rave of the town back then. Every kid wanted a dirt bike, and it was just a bicycle with the plastic wrappings to make it look like an actual little motorcycle. We were kind of infatuated with Evel Knievel.
Oh,
and we
yeah.
wanted to be able to jump over the curb and do stunts and do all these kinds of things. And on that particular Christmas day, my bike was there and it was shining and it was looking very, very nice. But Santa, he should have finished putting the bike together himself, but instead he let my daddy finish it. And my daddy said that all of those parts weren't necessary on that particular bike. He said, you'll be fine. You don't need both of those brakes. You can use your foot to help stop and just kind of hold the handlebar like real tight, and that way it won't slide on you. And so little Kris Kringle with all of his buddies decided to go and try out his stunts on his bike. And little to say, he crashed really, really hard.
Oh, poor Kris Kringle.
Tore up the plastic on the bike and just messed it up and brought it back home knowing he was going to be in deep trouble for tearing up his Christmas bike. And of course, Dad said, if you only held it the way I told you to hold it, you wouldn't have no problem. So it was okay. So little Kringle learned how to get a pair of grip pliers and a couple other things and work on the bike and get it back fixed and
that's
on the road riding again. A lot of tape and a lot of love, but what a Christmas, and I will never forget it.
Santa, I love that story.
Well, Santa Claus, I like to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
How did you become Santa Claus? Because I was going to ask you, was it due to lineage? Was your father a Santa Claus, and then you became Santa Claus? And when do you retire? Do you ever retire and move around, or what's the deal there? How does that work?
The simplest answer to give you, little Michael, is it's all magical. Santa has always been, and Santa will always be. As you see me as Santa today, that time will come when it will end, and another Santa will pick it up. And it's passed on almost through the cosmos. We find out who's the next deserving person to be able to bring that kind of cheer. As a young boy, I just learned how to be a giving, responsible, and accountable young boy. And one day it was deemed that I became the Santa Claus. And I'm sure soon after, as I get older in age, we will pass this on to someone else. So, not definitely that my dad was not Santa Claus. My dad was a little bit different, but still, he taught me love and respect as a young man, and that's what gave me the opportunity to be the Santa Claus.
All right.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Great.
Good deal. Barbara, you got a memory you want to share with us?
I do, Santa. One of my most favorite Christmases is when I received what I call my big girl gifts. I'd always gotten baby dolls and doll houses and, just toys like that. But the year my mom decided to get me a typewriter and a camera and a viewfinder and things like that, that was one of my favorite Christmases and
Nice.
one that I will never, ever forget. So, those type of things are so important. But how do parents decide when it's time to give kids a big kids gift versus the baby, what I call baby and children gifts?
I
Is
guess
that
only
something that,
through
well, Santa brings those, I know. So
Mhm.
how do you decide, Santa?
only through paying attention to the children as they continue to grow up and develop. Paying close attention to them, you know when it's time and when they should get a gift. And it's interesting that you would call it your big girl gift because I've noticed as the years continue, not only do children look forward to Christmas and receiving gifts and the joy of the season, but so do our seniors. And so each year we try to make it a point to identify several seniors and go and take them special Christmas gifts
Oh, that's great.
just for them to
Yes.
open up. And just like they did as young toddlers and young people, they light up like Christmas trees and they're so
Yes.
excited to be able to unwrap the gift. All you can do is try to identify who they are and then you give the gift that's most appropriate. But one more point to consider, there are a lot of little boys and girls who have gotten into their 20s, 30s, 40s, but they still enjoy a nice doll or a
Mhm.
nice toy or something like that at Christmas time because it brings back joy, if only through the nostalgia.
Yes.
Good
Mm,
deal.
Awesome.
I
Fantastic.
remember, man. I don't know where I grew up. It was a lot of children in those houses, and we were all about the same age,
Hmm.
or 3, 4, 5 years apart or whatever. So on Christmas Day, man, I mean, the street was full of kids
Hmm.
with skates and bicycles and dolls and so forth, and it was just it was an incredible day. And actually, I think the parents got to rest that day because kids were just all over everywhere, man. And I think
Right.
I told you guys this story, but my man, I wanted a football uniform. That's what I wanted. I
Hmm.
loved the Baltimore Colts. They had Johnny Unitas and all those guys, and so I told them to tell Santa Claus to bring me a Baltimore Colts uniform. And I did get a football uniform, but it wasn't a Baltimore Colts uniform. And it
Hmm.
was his helmet had a big G on it or whatever. And actually, it was a Green Bay Packer. uniform. But so I said, Daddy, what does this G mean on his helmet? Because I didn't know what it was. He said, oh, that's gossip. He said, you get your own
So you
helmet.
had your own.
Got your own special uniform.
Okay.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Well, Santa had a Joe Namath uniform.
Oh,
Okay.
That's right. That's Smoking Joe. That's right. Exactly. Hollywood Joe.
Hollywood Joe. That's right.
Awesome. That makes Christmas so amazing that you
Yes,
can
it
go back
does.
to those wonderful memories.
yeah, it does.
Yes.
It does. Michael, you got a Christmas story for us?
Well, yes. I was just infatuated with the Rifleman growing up and stuff.
Chuck Connor.
Yeah,
Yes.
Chuck Connors, and the way he would walk and he could shoot that gun, and then when he get through shooting, he put it on his shoulder and look at you and raise one eyebrow. I wanted to do that, and I wanted a pair of cowboy boots and a rifleman gun and, and a cowboy hat and all that stuff, so I could be the rifleman. And I ended up getting an air rifle. As a matter of fact, was better than what I thought because I could shoot it and it would push air out and stuff like I was really shooting something.
That's right.
And so it was pretty fun to be able to do that. I had a great time with doing that. But Santa, I remember that as a little boy, I would go to visit Santa and sit on his lap and tell him what I wanted. And I always wondered, how would he remember everything I wanted? And I wasn't the only kid that was doing it. And so there were other kids. And so I'm wondering now, in the age that we live, how do you keep track? Do you use a computer and stuff, or do you use AI? And I'm not talking about A1 steak sauce.
Like someone else would know.
No computer, no AI. Kind of think about it the way you remember your parents. Back when you would do something that you had no business doing, and your parents would say, we're going to deal with that later. And days, hours, whatever will pass, and then they'll tap you on the shoulder and say, remember, I told you I was going to deal with you on that particular thing. Santa has a way of storing knowledge. He has a memory bank that can store eons worth of knowledge. And it's not that difficult. I'm just able to keep up with in my mind what exactly that child needs, and more important, what they want, but more importantly, what they need. And so more often than not, they don't always get exactly what they ask for, but certainly they'll get exactly what they need. So Santa doesn't worry about that. And then again, that's what Mrs. Claus and the elves are for, to kind of make sure that Santa stays on track. Not a problem at all.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Santa, well, go ahead, Barbara.
I was going to ask Santa about, I know you're so busy throughout the year because when do you start making the preparing the gifts and building the gifts and stuff for next year? Because we were talking about how fast the year has flown by for many of us, and I'm sure it does for you as well because you're just extremely busy all year. And when do you start your Santa visits?
The work never stops. Never stops. So you're always constantly building. And remember that all of our dates don't hit at exactly the same time around the world. So we just pace ourselves and continue to build. And one thing about the world, as the saying goes, there's nothing new under the sun. Everything that one kid wants, another kid has asked for before. So we make multiples and get them on the shelf and get them all separated. And then sometimes we don't have to make an abundance of a certain gift because we already have enough already made. So we're ready. We're ready. Santa has a wonderful way of putting things together, and awesome assembly line of our workers who can just keep things moving and pushing. And it's an easy pace because when you do what you love, it's really not work. Giving is not work. Giving is something you want to do. It's a joy. It's a delight. So to be able to put things together to prepare to give is always an awesome task that we do every day, all year long, nonstop.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I'd just like to ask you, I see your Christmas tree there in the background, and it looks
Mhm.
beautiful, and you have it up. That's great. Let me ask you, from your perspective, what is the meaning of Christmas? Because, it's a time of year that brings joy to a lot of people. Unfortunately, some people get sad and depressed during the holidays. But from a lesson in being gracious and having gratitude, tell us what's the true meaning of Christmas, Santa.
Christmas is an awesome, awesome time of year. Christmas is a time about giving. It's about the greatest time about giving. It's interesting that you would mention for some of us, it's amazing joy. And then for others, it's a time of sadness. It's a time of sad remembrance. Life does not end. Time keeps on changing. But Christmas is a season where to help us put things in perspective. One of the things that Santa does is actually try to identify people in his circles that are sad that time of year, that are going through grief, that are going through struggles, that are going through hardships, to bring them a little peace and a little joy to realize that this time of year, as all times of year should be, it's bigger than the moment. There's so much more to offer. There's so much more joy to come. The greatest gift, even for Santa, is in salvation. Just knowing that Christ the King was born, that he came into this world as a gift, not didn't come to the world with a whole bunch of pomp and stance, but came humble and lowly in a way that all could touch and reach and be a part of it. So Christmas time gives us this moment of reflection, this moment to think back about that dirt bike, moments to remember when I got my first big girl toy, to get my football uniform. It's great remembrance to realize that there's more joy in the world than there is sadness, and we should learn how to focus more on the happy times and keep in perspective those things that are not so happy.
And I think that's a great point at this point in time in our country, with students who were killed at Brown University this past week. One of them's from Birmingham.
That's
Yes.
correct.
Young lady
Yes.
from Birmingham, 19 years old, man.
Ella Cooks.
You just have to pray for her parents and all the family that's affected by this, because we're talking about Christmas as a happy time. It won't be a happy time for
That's
them.
correct.
And so we have to. I watched a movie last night on one of these. Joyce got me this. I mean, you get all these old movies, whatever. I don't know what it's called. And it's a movie called Jailbird.
Okay.
This child was born in prison. His mother was a prisoner, and she was pregnant. So he was born in prison. And he never wanted to leave. And so every time it came up time for him to leave, he would do something so they would have to put him back in jail.
Wow.
Because he didn't know how to live in the outside world. It was really interesting. The movie was called Jailbird, but it was really, really interesting. Now and it wasn't a Christmas movie. It was just a movie I happened to be watching. But my favorite Christmas movie is probably The Christmas Story. With Ralphie and his him wanting that air rifle that Michael wanted.
That's right. That's right.
You shoot your eye out, kid, right?
Sean talking about my air rifle there.
That's right. That's right.
And I had Michael, I wanted one, and my parents wouldn't get me one. My uncle sent me one from California. Woo, my mama was not happy about it. But, I got that thing, and Michael Walker didn't live next door. Larry, you know Larry's
Yeah.
brother. And I put it up against the house, man, and my first shot, he stuck his head around there. I mean, it hit him right between the back.
Oh
Oh my
no.
goodness.
He started running and crying, and I'm running behind him trying to get him to stop crying. So my mama won't take my gun.
That's right.
Come on, man, be quiet, be quiet. He's just crying and running. Yeah.
That's what was next. That's right.
You shoot your eye out, kid.
Yeah. Santa wasn't allowed to get guns either.
Yeah.
Plastic guns, air guns, cap guns, no guns.
Right.
And then ended up carrying a gun for life.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's great. Anybody got anything else for Santa?
Santa, let's talk about music. I love Christmas music, and I
Yeah.
start playing it in October. I don't wait for December to get here.
Mhm.
And sometimes even in the summertime, I'm riding in my car and I'll, tune into a just Christmas channel on one of my subscribed stations. But what is your favorite Christmas song and why?
Oh, that's easy actually. And I started listening to my Christmas music in July steadily probably on that same radio station. Because it
Yes.
flips over July and they start their Christmas music. One of my favorite Christmas songs. I have, excuse me, many of them, but one of my favorite Christmas songs is actually just a song written for Thanksgiving. All the kids love it. Everybody loves to hear it, and it's just the simple Jingle Bells.
Mm.
And I love Jingle Bells, which was written as a Thanksgiving song, but it's the beauty was that it just reminds you of the simplicity of life.
Right.
Taking a ride, just enjoying the countryside, just enjoying life as it comes, simple, not with anything special, just being outside. When Santa was a kid, one of the favorite things your parents told you, whether you liked it or not, was go outside and play. And don't come back in my house. That's what we did.
Yeah, right.
And there was joy and discovery in just
Yes.
being outside and
Yes.
learning new things. So yes, my favorite.
Very good.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Santa, would you like to sing one of your favorite songs then for us for Christmas?
Certainly. I would enjoy doing that. Who wouldn't enjoy a great song? Thank you. How about we go right to that?
Okay.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells of bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing our sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
All right.
That was great.
Yay.
That was great.
Awesome, Santa.
Jingle bells. Can't
Yeah.
you feel the breeze as you go along?
That's
Yes.
fun.
Yes. Yes. As you were singing, I could see using my vivid imagination, listen to your song, riding in a sleigh with snow all
Yes.
around on a dark, cold night and stuff. My arms got a
Absolutely.
little chilly here. Listen.
Absolutely. There you go. The imagery of imagination.
Emily put a question on here that says, what are the best Christmas cookies? She said, mine are
Ooh.
cookies with Hershey Kisses.
Wow. Wow. Santa loves all cookies. Can't think of a cookie that Santa wouldn't love. And I can't believe it, but Santa's struggling. His grandmother always made a special cookie for him. and it was called, oh my goodness, I can't think of the name of it. Santa's having memory lapse. Maybe we're getting to that time of age.
We all are having it, Santa.
Yeah, we have that, Santa. Don't feel bad.
So since I can't think of that, so I tell you a quick, really quick story about grandmother and those cookies.
Okay.
So my grandmother would make these cookies and she'd pile them all in the old Maxwell House cookie cans. And she'd have 3 or 4 of them in there. And we'd all go like take a trip in the summer up to a park or something after vacation Bible school or something like that. And so there was going to be a certain time in the afternoon when everybody would come back and eat their lunch. They'd have ham sandwiches and all that kind of stuff. And the special dessert would always be the cookies. But I discovered the cookies. And so I'd go back to the bus and I'd get 1 or 2 cookies. Then I got worried that maybe I was getting too much out of one can. I better get 1 or 2 out of the other can. And after a while, I had gotten so many cookies, I didn't realize how many I had eaten until lunchtime. Lunchtime came and everybody had gotten their food, and grandmother went to grab the cans and she said, I've got a special treat. And she opened the cans and almost all the cookies were gone. She's like, what happened to the cookies? And everybody was looking like, I don't know. And this one little lady was sitting in the very back of the bus. Never realized she was there. She had never gotten off the bus. She said, that little bow-legged grandbaby of yours had been coming getting the cookies. That was not a happy trip for me after that. But
You were in trouble, Santa.
Santa was in deep trouble, but those were amazing cookies. And I've got to think of the name of it before we go away. It'll come to me in a moment. Because you'll know it. You've heard of them before, but only my grandmother could make them.
That's funny.
Oh, Jesus.
The lady said that little bow-legged grandbaby of yours got.
And your grandmother knew exactly who that was.
She knew exactly which one it was. And I was one of about 7 grandchildren on that trip. But she knew which one. Tea cakes. Tea cakes is what we call them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she called them tea cakes. And they were amazing. Very amazing. Trust me.
Michael, Barbara, you got something else for?
Well, I'd like to ask Santa to do another song for us because everybody loved the song that you did before. We had a lot of comments. So would you do another one?
Certainly, I'd be glad to. One of my favorite songs is actually a wonderful hymn of the season. O come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. O come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Sing, choirs of angels, sing in exaltation. Sing, all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God, all glory in the highest. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him.
Thank you, Santa. That's
Awesome,
great, man.
Santa.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite memories was going to midnight mass, and man, they would be singing those songs. It was beautiful. It really was, and
Absolutely.
that you singing that brought back that memory for me.
Very good.
And,
Very
trying to
good.
stay up so you could go to midnight mass. First of all,
Right.
stay up to midnight.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
What a beautiful way to celebrate. That is
Yes.
a beautiful way. That's
Yes.
right. That's right. That's
Great.
right in worship. But
Santa,
one,
let me ask you this question. Since you work all night delivering gifts, what time do you knock off, as they say?
well, little Michael, sleep is relative. You need it and you want it, but sometimes you just don't get it. So you do what you have to do while you can do it. And then after a while, well, your body will tell you, and you'll just fall asleep. You may fall asleep standing up. You may fall asleep while you're doing other things, but you'll get your rest in sooner or later. So no specific time. Santa would love to have, as they say, 8 hours a day, but that just doesn't happen. Sometimes it's 3 or 4, sometimes it's a power nap. And every now and then, when the elves are outside playing, maybe we can get in 5 or 6 hours.
Well, Santa, I just want to know, are the reindeer ready? Is Rudolph's
Oh, the
nose all
reindeer.
polished and bright? Is he ready to go?
Ready, absolutely. Rudolph's ready. Dasher, Prancer, Vixen, Donner, they're all ready. Blitzen eats too much. We're working on putting Blitzen on a diet. I tell you, we're trying to keep him on a strict diet, but he's a lot like the little boy I once was. He just can't get enough cookies. So we are working on that, but they are ready. They are excited. This is their featured time of the year as well. And so what an exciting time to be. So yes, those reindeer are ready.
Very good.
So Santa, it's been pretty cold lately, and you're from the North Pole, but how do you maneuver in that sleigh as cold as it's been, man? Do you have a heater on the sleigh?
So the one modernization that Santa now has is inside that sleigh is a blowing heater. And the seats are warmed, and so is even the handle to the sleigh. I tell you, it's enough to keep us going. We have to come out of clothes. It gets too hot. I tell you, it's one of the things we had to put in. You see, as Santa ages, sometimes those joints start to hurting. And so Santa has to make sure he has enough heat going and a little biofreeze rubbed on before he goes. So
Biofreeze.
yes, sir. Santa helped to invent biofreeze. An amazing thing used all around the world to make sure to bring joy and peace to those who are stiff and hurting. Absolutely.
Santa,
That's one of our senior gifts.
If you having to go down the chimney, you need some biofreeze because that takes a lot of maneuvering.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Santa, did you decorate that tree behind you? Was that you?
Mrs. Claus decorated. Mrs. Claus and a couple of her elves.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
they
beautiful,
did
Santa.
that one.
Yeah,
They did a great job.
They've got another in there that they're working on. So the Santa house has always had a live tree.
Okay.
And the tree behind me is actually the very first artificial tree that's in the house.
Oh, okay.
And so it's there because of where it is. And we definitely don't have enough time to hear Santa's story about that. So the live tree is now in another space. Still got to have it. It's just the first time it's not in the premiere
Santa,
place.
that sounds like a story that you might not need to tell in the public. You might not need to tell it in the public space.
Right.
There may be some trouble in there because Santa had some issues about that.
Oh, anybody got anything else?
I just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everyone, especially you, Santa. Get some rest after the holidays because I know you're pretty
Absolutely.
busy, but hopefully you get a chance to get some evening naps in and enjoy the holidays.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward.
Thank
Looking
you, Santa.
forward. I know our time is done. Do you want to hear a little bit of Rudolph before we close off there?
Of
Sure.
course, of
Oh,
course.
let's do it. There's
All right.
Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
All right. Thank you, Santa.
Awesome.
Good job. Thank you.
We got any final comments from anybody? Barbara, Michael, Santa, you got anything else?
No, we had one person asked if you had GPS. You don't need GPS now, do you?
Don't need it, but it is there in case.
Okay.
Just in case. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Barbara,
Thank
you
you.
good?
Thank
I'm
you.
good. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Merry Christmas to each of you. God's blessings upon you. May this season be a joyous season for you, and that you be not only a receiver, but a giver to all.
That's great.
Bless
Thank
you
you,
all.
Santa.
Bless
Thank
you.
you.
We
Same
appreciate
here.
it. We appreciate you, man, and thank you for remembering us every year.
Yes.
Absolutely. No
appreciate it.
finer place to be than
Thank
on the Tuesday with Tom.
There you go. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. All right. Let's give Santa a hand. And that's going to be our show for today. I got one final thing, and this is mainly for Antley and the Heat of the Night group, who are always with us, and we appreciate them very much. I happened to catch an episode of In the Heat of the Night the other morning. I was up early. It was called A Woman Much Admired was the title of that one. I'm sure some of you guys in the fan club remember that one, but it brought back a lot of memories for me. It took me back to 1991 when we shot it and it was released. I just remember the shoot. I remember the moments, and most importantly, I remember the relationships as we go into this holiday season, those relationships that we form over the years. And that show brought a lot of good relationships for me. And my buddy Sturfon, who I worked with on several projects after that, and some of the other people that I worked with over there on that show. That was great. And I saw Carol on a show the other night, and that brought back memories as well of what a good guy he was. So thank you for being with us today. That's our show for today. Thank the audience. We appreciate you. Thank our sponsor, Best Girl Inc. Thank our G-List guest, Santa. What a good man. Thanks again to the TWT team, Barbara, Sean, Emily, Michael, and Joyce. I agree with Sean about the value in teamwork, and I appreciate the team that we have on this show. Emily and Sean, thank you guys for all that you do. And Michael, Barbara, and the other Barbara, and Joyce, thank you all very much. As always, a special thanks to our audience, Antley, Linwood, Antley, Anthony, all you people who tune in with us weekly. We appreciate it. We will be gone live till the first of the year. We will have a recorded show on the 30th, which will go back over all the highlights from this year. Remember, a day without a smile is a day wasted. You enjoy yourself. Make every day count. Enjoy the Christmas holidays. Have a heck of a Christmas season. Stay safe. Blessings and peace.